It's that time of year where we do the top five. Top five.
2023.
What's going on, guys? My name is Barry.
This is Colby.
And this is Who Watches This.
Theme music.
What's going on, guys? Welcome to the final podcast of the year.
Yeah.
2023 was a ride.
Another year. This is 3 complete full years now, right?
Yeah.
It's rock and roll.
Before we get into our top 5 movies of the year, little surprise that me and Kobe might be starting another podcast.
Yes.
Where we're doing a buddy cop SCP. If you guys don't know what that is, it's secure, contain, protect.
Yes.
Yeah. I'm asking you like I'm not the one that told you about it. That'll be like a monthly episode. I'm gonna try to write it all, edit it with all the sounds, the cool sounds and stuff. It's gonna be a rough year.
Right. So, what? One a month, unless you guys love it, then we might.
Oh, yeah. Then we might buy more bandwidth.
You're right. Yeah.
Name is still pending. But yeah, I hope you guys look forward to that. Hopefully we're gonna get started on it. Maybe early 2024, like March. Yes, I gotta write. I gotta get to writing. Gotta flex these writing bones.
Right.
That I used to have.
Gotta practice my old cop voice.
He's gonna watch a whole bunch of Jeff Bridges movies. Oh, man. But no, we're gonna let's get into our top 5 movies of 2023 and Age Before Beauty. Colby,
it was a good year.
It really was.
So some real decent movies. I will start with this one because this is it kind of got crapped on by a lot of people. And I don't know why. I've watched it now a number of times. I've shared it with people. M. Night Shyamalan's Knock at the Cabin. I know he didn't write it. It was his screenplay off of a book that somebody else wrote that I can't remember who. But credit to that guy for coming up with it. Can
you do a quick plot overview of it?
So it is a couple and their child. Two guys, and they're on a vacation with their little girl, their little adopted girl, and all of a sudden, Batista, the wrestler, he shows up. He's dressed nice, super polite, and he talks to the girl a little bit, and she's like, "I'm not allowed to talk to strangers," and he's like, "Well, this is my name. Now we're friends." And then a couple other people start walking up, and they are carrying weapons. And she gets a little freaked out. She runs in the house, and she's like, "Dads, there's a bunch of strange people outside." And they kind of look, and they see the people walking up. They lock the door, and then there's a knock at the cabin door. Ooh. And basically, it is.
Wait, don't spoil it. Do it like a trailer.
What would you do if you were on a vacation in a cabin in the woods and 4 strangers knocked on the door?
This is pretty much a synopsis, right?
That's pretty much the trailer,
yeah. Yeah, I actually never got to get around to watching it. I have such a love-hate thing with M. Night Shyamalan stuff. I
don't know if that's why people kind of poo-pooed it, because I know that he's had a couple movies that were subpar in the recent the recent past, and people are just kind of like, "Oh, don't watch anything M. Night Shyamalan." But I thought it was an interesting concept, and
I think the reason why a lot of M. Night Shyamalan's earlier movies were subpar after The Sixth Sense and Signs and stuff, it was just terrible marketing. They made the movies look like a totally different movie, and then when you went to go watch it, you're like, this isn't the movie that I was expecting.
Right, and then I think there's also that, every movie he did for a while had that same kind of similar twist ending, and so everybody was just like
waiting for the twist. Yeah, unfortunately, that was like, it's almost like his Hitchcockian trademark,
right?
And I think that was what really hurt him. Like I don't think he wanted to keep doing twists.
He almost typecast himself as a writer unfortunately into that.
But you can't be blowing the minds of audiences and then not expect. He was dead the whole time. Oh my god! What a twist!
It was a comedian, and he's like, it makes it, when you watch it afterwards, it's pretty obvious that he's dead. Yeah. But the first time you watch it, and his wife is just ignoring him the whole movie, it's easier to believe. Yeah, a woman would just ignore a man. That's more believable than he's dead.
I know. You know who had a similar twist was Russell Crowe in A Beautiful Mind. Mm-hmm. When the English guy.
Yep.
You're like, oh, he has schizophrenia. All right. Well, here's my my fifth movie for the year. It is the animated movie, one of the goats of sports anime. Don't at me, don't chat to me, as they would say across the pond. We're talking about the first Slam Dunk. So originally this movie, I believe it came out in Japan first in 2022, but then they got a theatrical release here in the States early this year.
There was a series, right?
Yeah. And it was a super, I believe in the 80s where it first came out.
I remember seeing some of that. It was, I would have said 90s, but
or 90s,
definitely.
90s. Yeah. Yeah, see,
definitely was familiar,
run.
but I didn't know that there was a movie that came out.
Yeah, I think a lot of people were a little turned off by this originally because it wasn't drawn. They had mixed in the CG stuff. But I think it was done pretty well. A lot of people have a very adverse reaction to the new style of anime stuff that's coming out or they're experimenting with.
Yeah.
But I think this one did it really good, and this one actually doesn't follow Sakuragi, who is the protagonist of the original anime.
Yeah.
Or manga. Where he has the kid with the purple hair or the orange hair. He's actually modeled after Dennis Rodman. Mm-hmm. This one actually follows Miyagi, who is the point guard. Who he's not okay. So in the original manga, everyone is pretty centralized, but Sakuragi is the main protagonist.
Yeah,
because that's the first person you just automatically follow, and he kind of gets into basketball a little bit late, so he's everyone can kind of relate to him. Very much so, but this one it's following the point guard, and he had a brother at the beginning. You see him at the beginning of the movie where they're they're both sharing their love of basketball. His older brother's always crossing him up, but this whole movie is really it's Shoko, which is the high school that they go to, challenges the inner high basketball champions from Kogyo or something. It's really hard. It's really hard for me to say these Japanese words. But yeah, it was just a super fun thing. It was nice to come back to just because I grew up on Slam Dunk. Mm-hmm. It's super cool too because in the original manga and even now they have real basketball shoes. You see Jordan 4s and stuff like that.
Yep.
And it's just so it's a sports anime. It's supposed to.
I love when they do stuff like that and it kind of ties it ties it to reality.
Yeah, and everybody is modeled after basketball, actual basketball players. Their shooting guard is modeled after Michael Jordan.
Right, and nobody Hadoukens the ball.
I don't know. I actually do
totally with you see sports stuff like that. I always think of Shaolin soccer, where it's all soccer, and then all of a sudden he's like I said, Hadoukens the ball. He kicks the ball, and it's ripping up the grass. And
there's actually one that came out pretty recently. I believe 2012. It's called Kuroku no Basket, where it's super exaggerated moves.
Yeah.
Like, okay. Like, there's a guy in there that's like, he can shoot from the other side of the basketball court, and he's like, the whole court is my range. Super cringy. It's still, like, really fun to watch, but yeah, that was my fifth one. Colby, what's your fourth movie?
Oh, yeah. Like everybody, this is just so silly. I just, there was like two that were in this like range of silliness. I was like, Meg 2? Should I pick that? And I was like, no, I have to do Cocaine Bear.
I thought you were going to be like Slaughterhouse.
Yeah, Cocaine Bear is, it is very loosely based on the true story of a plane that was going to get caught by the FBI, so they basically dump all their cocaine or some of their cocaine out of the plane, and then they figure they're going to go just pick it up in the map where they drop it, and they're going to pick it up later, and a bear finds it, gets into it, basically eats the whole thing. In real life, the bear goes crazy for a little while and then dies. But here,
wait, did he die from a heart attack?
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Well, because he ate like a
whole pound.
Yeah.
I just figured because like a bear's so big that like the ratio of.
Yeah. Yeah, but here it's kind of the bear kind of just gets a really heavy addiction and
starts looking for more cocaine.
Starts looking for more cocaine.
That reminds me of the episode from King of the Hill where they started using cocaine for like fish.
Yes.
Oh man.
Yeah, and it's got ice cubes
O'Shea Jackson Jr.
Yep.
Good sir.
I can never remember his name. I really like him. I've now seen him in a few things. And I think
we watched him in Ingrid Goes West.
Yeah. I think that's the first time.
Yeah.
Because when you said that's who it was, I was like, oh my god, it totally looked like him, but I didn't. Yeah.
He was also in what's called the Obi-Wan show.
Right.
As one of the pilots. He's a super solid actor. I mean.
Yeah.
I guess if you have your dad who's like been in both businesses of music and like writing and acting, it's easy for him. I'm not saying it's like, I mean, it is a bit of nepotism. Let's not sugarcoat it, but at least he's really good.
Right. Yeah. I hate it when the nepotism happens and you're like, this person's a horrible singer or a horrible actor, and they made it big because of
their brother or their dad. Baldwins.
But here, definitely had the chops, and it's okay that he got a little bit of an in.
Yeah. Well, I gotta ask, who was the Baldwin that was in Biodome? Billy Baldwin?
I think so.
Because you know what? Like, for him, he should stop trying to play, like, these, like, good guys and just be a really good villain. He has such a good villain face.
Mm-hmm. And he's I don't know if in general, but I met him at a comic convention, and I don't think he was. I didn't go like see him like at a panel or something. I saw him like perusing a comic convention.
Oh, nice!
And I went up and I talked to him, and he did not want people coming up and talking to him. I didn't ask for an autograph or anything. It was just kind of like, hey, I like you in this and that. And he was just kind of like, I'm busy, dude. Back off. Jesus. And I was like, oh, okay.
Dude, you can't be an asshole and like a shitty actor. Like if like Robert De Niro told me to back off, it's like, oh, sorry, Mr. De Niro.
Right. I think it was the same year the first Lord of the Rings came out, or right before Lord of the Rings came out, and I bumped into Elijah Wood, and he was super awesome. I also didn't ask for an autograph. I feel like that
sullies the meeting.
Yeah, that's.
Yeah, because you know what? Like, honestly, when I think about it, I was like, what am I going to do with this autograph?
Right. Yeah. And I didn't have anything really for an autograph, but I just, you see somebody like that and you're a fan, you're like, hey, man, you're awesome. thanks for, making my life better with your entertainment.
Yeah.
And he was all like, yeah, oh man, thanks. I really appreciate it. And it was, I actually think he was there with Pippin and
Oh, okay.
Mary.
Yeah.
But I didn't know who they were because I think it was the summer before Lord of the Rings came out and they were promoting it. And so they probably were at a panel all together and then they were just kind of walking, but I didn't know who.
Oh. See, I would go up to Elijah Wood and be like, hey, man, I really loved you in Maniac. I don't know if you've seen that one. Have you seen it? It's like he's playing like a serial killer, but it's like all from like his POV. And you only get glimpses of him, and like he has like this whole thing with mannequins and stuff. It's super good. I believe it was a remake of an old like 70s like slasher film. But I'd be like, and you should be like, yeah, man, I'm a huge fan of that. I'd be like, and he's like, well, did you like Lord of the Rings? Like, what's that? Just to, like totally trip him out. I was like, what is Lord of the Rings?
Is it? Oh, you mean the book? Like I read that like when I was in high school. Yeah, I guess it was good.
Just totally tripping out.
Oh, he was also super creepy in not 300.
Sin City?
Sin City.
Yeah.
That was
That was like a prequel to his Maniac.
Yeah.
My fourth movie for this one, for this top 5, is a Hulu movie release. No One Will Save You. If you guys haven't seen it, it's on Hulu. I believe Hulu is still free with ads, or no? Oh, no, I think you have to sign in now, huh?
Yes.
Oh, yeah, but okay, yeah. So
no, and it's you have to sign in and still pay now
$5.99 for ads.
For ads, and then it's $11.99 for no ads.
But yeah, if you guys haven't seen No One Will Save You, it is a extraterrestrial film where a girl. This movie has no words, and that's probably one of the reasons why I like this so much, because going to school for like photography and all that stuff, this is all like visual storytelling. If you guys listen to our episode, we had an episode for this. I don't know if I released it yet, but definitely it was hard for us to talk about because there's like maybe like 3 words spoken in this entire film, but a lot of it is like facial acting. A lot of it is like director of photography. A lot of it's visual, just visual, and then you kind of really, it's extraterrestrial super early in the movie, but you absolutely don't know where it's going to go.
Right. Yeah, and it's powerful how much they can express with no words.
Yeah.
Like it's a full movie, like, and I don't even know if till they say the line, which is at least 3/4 of the way through.
Yeah.
Like you don't even notice that there's no words.
Yeah.
And then once I feel like that's when I noticed. I was like, oh my God, that's the first thing anybody said in this whole movie.
Yeah, no, I was like 15 minutes in, I was like, no one said anything. I was like, is this like a silent film? Because it's a nice callback to like early movies where like there used to just be words,
right?
But it's just totally silent film. But yeah, it's like it keeps you, like, for Colby, it kept him so entertained, so engaged with all the like thriller like aspects of the movie that like he didn't even notice that there was any words into it. Yeah. Also the sound design for it, with all the alien stuff that's going on, like the little sounds of like the ships and the what's it called, the little tractor beam or what, I don't know.
Right.
Yeah, it's super enthralled. If you have like a surround sound, that'll definitely hit you a lot harder.
Yeah, you could hear the things coming up behind you.
Super good. What is your third movie?
So when I was putting this list together, I had not put this movie on here because I hadn't seen it yet.
Yeah.
And then I just watched this like a couple days ago, and I was like, this movie is so good. This is going to bump something, sorry. I just watched the Barbie movie.
Oh.
So funny. And I'm like, this is another one of those ones where, well, this one's like super duper popular, so, and got great ratings. But there was a lot of people who crapped on it. They were all like, oh my God, it's all woke, if you go in wanting to find something to complain about this movie, you could make this in your mind into a feminism woke movie, but it's not. It is 100% making fun of the Barbie doll and the Barbie franchise and everything good and bad about it, and it's.
Well, I mean, so when I watched it, I felt like someone had told me, is like, all right, well, the Barbie movie is basically just, it's a white girl Black Panther, and I was like, what does that mean, you know? So I watched it. I mean, it's like, it's mindless entertainment.
See that, yes.
Yeah, for me, I was like, I didn't want to, like, so that was stuck in my head, but it was still, like, it was funny. There was, like, funny parts in it. I didn't particularly enjoy it too much, because I was like, because then, like, you know, a lot of the story elements were the same. I mean, you could say that about any movie, but then, like, once someone tells you something about a movie, it kind of, like, worms its way into your head, and then you can't help but be like, yeah, this was just white girl Black Panther.
Well, same kind of thing. You had a bunch of people who were all like, Black Panther's like, you know, this Black Power movie, and you know, and I was like, I didn't like, and I'm a comic reader, so like I was like, this is a fantastic superhero movie that's got a story that feels like it's based in, like, you know,
it's just placed in this
character development, even more than the superhero part of it, and it just and then. So I could totally see
the Black Panther, the similarities. Yeah, because I mean, it's still like Avatar no one did not watch Avatar just because someone said that's just Pocahontas in space.
Right.
You know.
Right.
But yeah, it was funny. Like, I think it was well acted. Margot Robbie, obviously, always beautiful and always great at her acting roles. Like. All right, sorry I have to say that she's beautiful first. I mean, yes, Jesus, have you seen her? She's gorgeous. It's funny, too, because, like, I believe in Hollywood right now, there's, like, 2 other actresses that look kind of like her. I think one of them is Samara Weaver. She was in that one, God, what was that? That one where, like, she was getting married, and then her husband's family was like, "Oh, we play a game called hide and seek."
Oh, yes, yeah.
Ready or Not?
Yeah.
Yeah, something like that. And she was in Sex Education on the Netflix show, and I was like, "Oh yeah, she definitely looks like Margot Robbie." And I think it's funny because I think they've been in the same room. They did interviews together, and they're like, "I don't see it." As a joke, you know.
Similar kind of thing, totally a little bit different. But Zoe Deschanel and Katy Perry kind of look the same.
Very much so.
And they had an interview together, and Katy Perry was like, when I first started getting, you know, big, I used to tell people that I was Zoe so they would, like, let me into clubs because her name would be on the list because she was huge. And then Zoe was like, that's funny because now when I go to clubs, I tell them I'm Katy Perry because your name's always on the list.
Oh, man. I remember also for the Barbie movie, I know there was a lot of... So Simu Liu, who is the Asian Ken, I know he got a lot of... There was a huge debate about him being in the movie just because I guess, like, Simu had, like, he has some very controversial things that had come to surface and all that stuff, like sort of misogynist or whatever and all that stuff. And I was kind of in that, not that space of like, I was like, hey, that's a whole separate issue that I can't really speak on. But I was like, all right, can we stop putting him, it's not like he's the only Asian. Like,
you mentioned that, like, female-wise, like, you were like, there's a lot of movies that are coming out that have big Asian female parts, and they put Awkwafina in every single one of them.
Oh,
like,
I know.
Why can't they?
There's like so many, right? Even till this day, like, what? She's in Kung Fu Panda. She's going to be in the new Kung Fu Panda. She's, like, in 2 other voice acting roles. One might have already hit, but then there's another one that's coming up. And I was just like, all right, come on, Hollywood. Like, can you stop making these 2 actors who are in a movie together?
Right.
Are, like, token Asian, like, actors. Like, there's Manny Jacinto or Jacinto for The Good Place. the Filipino guy.
Yeah.
Super good looking. Thanks, man. Thanks for doing it for the Filipinos. But yeah, I remember that was like a huge uproar. Like people were like, "Oh, I'm so tired of seeing Simu." So my third movie for 2023, it was kind of hard. I didn't know where I wanted to place this one, but I think I'm gonna have to put Evil Dead Rises in my third slot.
That was good.
It was good. Actually, like I know a lot of people were kind of like not a fan of the 2013 reboot. I was. Because I feel like that's probably what Sam Raimi was really trying to go for the first one. But due to like budgets and just like him, he kind of didn't have much material to go off of. You know, it kind of became more campy as it went on. But like, you know, you kind of cater to the audience that you have. Right, you know, especially a young director, young actor, or, you know, all that stuff. But with the 2013 one, which that same spirit has carried on to the 2023 Evil Dead Rises, super brutal, super gory, like so unforgiving. If you guys don't know the plot of Evil Dead Rises, it's about a family that's in this almost soon to be demolished apartment building.
Right.
I believe that's what's happening, and they're like a sister comes back there. She's pregnant. She wants to see her sister, maybe get some advice, and just to see them, right?
Yeah.
But the kids go out to get pizza. They find an underground bunker where they accidentally.
It was like an earthquake, right?
Yeah. Sorry, earthquake. Yeah, it was an earthquake, but it creates a crack in the foundation of the parking lot. Oh, where are you? You guys definitely got to get out of here.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, it was like a bank vault, or maybe it was a previous bank vault or something, because it looked like where they keep the security deposits at.
Yeah.
But that's where they find the Necronomicon, and obviously kids will be kids, and he finds vinyls, and he's a up and coming DJ, and he plays the vinyls and actually bleeds on the book, and then the whole thing starts.
Yeah.
If you guys have seen it, you guys know what I'm talking about. But this one kind of took it up a little bit, like the notch.
Yes.
Let's go up one. Because it's super brutal. Because there's like now we have like kids getting like deadite, becoming deadites. Ooh,
yeah. It was
one scene that always probably gets everyone is the girl chewing the glass. Oh, yeah, definitely super fun though. I was worried about it, as you are with any property like that you hold near dear to your heart.
Right.
You're like, oh, is it gonna be good?
Yeah. It's kind of funny. This movie I didn't see in the theater or anything, and then over Halloween week I went on a cruise, and Halloween night we got back, and Teresa doesn't, but the wife doesn't. She loves like paranormal, scary movies, but she doesn't really like bloody, like chop them up kind of scary movies. But it was like, hey, it's Halloween night.
Can we watch it?
It's on. The boat has it, and we started watching it, and as we're watching it, it gets all foggy outside, and we had like a balcony, so like a big glass door, and you're just like halfway through the movie, you look out, and it's just like you can't see the chairs at the balcony because it's like so foggy outside. It was like, oh. This is the best.
And she's like, I'm going to sleep. Jesus Christ. I love it when it gets foggy, because I like to go like, oh, I'm in Silent Hill.
Right, yeah.
But my biggest fear is that when the fog clears up, I'm in Silent Hill. That's my biggest fear. Oh, all right, Colby. What's your number 2?
Okay, and my number 2 was, this is another one of those ones where like I almost didn't realize it came out, and then it was on, like I was flipping through, and I was like, oh, I heard this movie was being made, but I didn't realize that the new Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse movie's out. How did I
miss that?
Miss the whole time it was in the theater. It was just, I heard it was being made, and now it's on streaming. I was like, and oh my goodness.
So good, yeah.
The team that does like 1 and 2, that just the art style, they do the multiverse. Maybe it's because it's animated. You're allowed to.
Go more grander.
Yeah, but man, they have done the multiverse so much better than any other Marvel movie, any of the DC franchises, the Warner Brothers stuff. It just really, really good Spider-Man movie.
Yeah, and you really got to appreciate the artwork in this, just because, like, I believe Miles is on different frame rates than like other things.
Yes.
I know Hobie, like his body was like on 4 frames, but his clothes are on 3, so it's very jarring when you see when he's on there. Yeah, it's just a lot of people were upset though because this was just a part 1.
Oh, right, yeah. And there's some little Easter eggs and stuff with the spider characters for the comic, like the people who've read the comic books and stuff. Even though this is a very different story than the comics, it's got some of those spider spin-off characters because they make 100 different spider.
Oh yeah, there's like Spider Island.
Yeah. But it's
cool to see if you've read the comics. You're like, oh, I know that one.
Exactly.
I have that issue.
Like, even like that person's in the background, and you're like, oh, little Easter eggs for you. Yeah, it is.
Yeah, and it was really cool for them they hired a 14-year-old for the Lego portion.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Like, I guess apparently, so the story with that was that he had, after the first one, he had like loved it so much that he started working like this little 14, or maybe at the time he was like 12. He started doing he fully Legoed out the trailer for the first movie.
Okay.
And he just did it for fun. It was like a project for him and his dad. And his dad was helping him with the computer stuff.
Right, doing like the single still shot kind of.
Yeah, and then so they saw that, and so for this movie, they contacted him, spoke to his dad and all that stuff. His dad bought him like all the high tech, like best computer parts he could, so he could render everything.
Awesome.
Yeah, that was super cool for them.
See, you get like a part of a movie that is just like it's like a fun little extra, and then you hear something like that. It's just all of a sudden it's just like
makes it
now
better.
I like this movie even more.
Yeah, and it is definitely like very inspired for people that are like in like art type of fields where like,
right,
sometimes you gotta work for free for a little bit, just put your art out there. You never know who's gonna see it.
Yeah,
you know what I mean.
Yeah.
So for my second one, don't worry guys, listen, like Spider-Verse was gonna be my thing too, but Cole, I was like, I gotta give this to Kobe, like you own a comic book store. But my second movie for the year is Guardians of the Galaxy 3, the ending of the James Gunn era in Marvel. If you guys haven't, it's hard. You guys, there's no way that no one's ever seen the Guardians of the Galaxy movie, but it was a nice cap off to this entire.
It is, yeah.
Entire series, and I think I gotta say it's probably out of all of the Marvel movies, it's probably like my favorite trilogy, just because it's super cohesive.
It is.
Even though they're in the galaxy. And like the scale of the things that they have to deal with is so big, the bond that they all build together, all the character growth, it made it feel small scale in a big scale setting.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
Because like even in the first one, where it's more about Peter. The second one, it's about Peter still, but it's also about Gamora and what's her name? Nebula.
Yeah.
And all that stuff. And then, the third one is more about Rocket. I kind of wish, and it's funny because I kind of wish they capped off Bautista too, but in the third one, that was like a side one as well. And it was just super heart wrenching. Obviously, you see Nebula during one of the scenes where she sees like Rocket's like pass, and she's like, oh my God, Thanos did so much worse things to me, but that's worse. And it's just like a nice cap off for all these characters, because it's so hard to sometimes cap some characters off. Like, how do I tidy this up?
Right.
You know?
Right. And James Gunn has such a great way of not overdoing something. We kind of joke about like the Baby Groot, and when I first saw the commercials for like the second one, and I was like Baby Groot, I was like, oh my god, this is going to be a whole Baby Groot movie. This is going to be the worst thing ever. But he did a really great job of accenting Baby Groot to make you love him, but not
making it all about him.
Making it all about him.
Yeah, which Disney is pretty privy to doing.
Yeah.
Obviously, look at Baby Yoda.
That's right. And then the next one, they've got you've got you got the whole rocket story, and they could have over-cuted the like friendship with the bunny and the other little animals and stuff, and they didn't. They did it enough that you really cared, and there was an emotional connection to it. But then,
just so you rip it all away.
Yeah, right. I'm like, just knows how much of something to put in to make it maximum effectiveness.
Yeah, and I gotta say that bio station that they went to, disgusting. It's what I imagine what a cyst looks like. It's so gross. It's super unsettling, and it's a bit of his like little slither roots,
right?
His feature creatures, and I think that's what makes it cool for him too, because he's able to make all these like different type of beings and get really creative with them. Just saying, if it was like a standalone, not a part of Marvel, it would have been probably a lot more grosser.
Right.
All right, and I think me and Kobe have come to a consensus for probably one of like our top movie for the year. Kobe,
so we'll throw it here real quick. Honorable mention. It would not have been in my top 5, except for that I was a fan of the original. Good Burger. If you liked the original, even though this is 20 years later, it is an amazing recreation. It's like a reboot and a sequel at the same time with the same characters, and it just I don't. If you never saw the first one, I don't necessarily recommend this. If you saw the first one and you liked Keenan and Kel back in the day, you have to, because this is all nostalgia fun. Honorable mention.
Yeah, Good Burger too. You gotta think about it though, man. Maybe Keenan had did that for Kel. Just like, hey, you're struggling, so let's make this movie. Keenan's doing just fine.
And how is it 25 years later, and they look like it's like the last movie was filmed like 4 years ago.
Yeah, but people say that about you. But I'm gonna let Kobe introduce the number 1 movie, because he is the hardest of core fans.
Dun 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 dun.
Boom 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 boom.
We just both went and saw in the theater. It's the first time we saw a movie in the theater together this year, and we went and saw Godzilla -1.
Yeah. Funny story though, is I totally got this mixed up with a different trailer, and I was like, when is King Kong coming? Which I was like, oh, it's made me sound like such an airhead. I was like, where's King Kong?
And 4 minutes into the movie, there's like 2 people sitting like 2 rows up in front of us, and one says, the other one's like, is this whole thing subtitled? And then they got up and left.
Yeah. But hey, so I remember watching Godzilla movies when I was younger, but not really. Like it was just on. It's like super big in the Philippines,
right?
And then so like it was always playing on like the TV whenever it was coming on. But I know Kobe has like all the movies.
Yeah,
he has all the.
Oh my goodness, I was such a Godzilla fan, and it was always like that. When I was little, there was like 16 Godzilla movies already made, and like it was 8 of them showed on TNT, TBS, American Turner Class, whatever.
Sci-fi.
Like on channels here. But it was always like that, like, hunt to find, like, the 8, what video store, this video store had one extra movie that I'd never seen. And then this video store had one. And then Tower Records, I bought one that I had never seen, like on VHS.
Suncoast.
Right. Yeah. And it was like, once I caught up and I had seen them all, and it was like, because they were hard to find, so nobody's like, King Cecil, what the hell are you talking about? Is that a furry dog monster? That's, and it was like, oh man, this is, now that I've seen them, like, now I'm invested. I have to, like, every time a new Godzilla movie comes out, I gotta find it and watch it.
Right. Aren't you kind of jealous of, like, the kids now? Because, like, now they could just search it up on the internet. But see, that's what makes you, like, the hardest core fan that I know, because you had to search.
Right. And there was the same kind of, like, I was a comic fan too, and it was so much. It meant so much more when you, like, were putting together a run of comics and you finally completed it because you found that last issue. And here it's just, you're like, I need issues 6 and 14. eBay. Boop, boop, boop,
Yeah.
Got them.
There's something about, like, the hunt.
Yeah.
Because it's like whatever games you guys are playing, like Pokemon, Magic the Gathering, and all that stuff. Right. Any type of collecting that you do, like, it somehow means so much more when you're able to be like, you go to an obscure shop in, like, a town with, like, 5,000 people. And you're like, oh, they have a comic book store, or but they have this store. Let's check it out before we leave, because maybe you just stopped in there for gas.
Yeah.
And then you're like, oh, searching through boxes. You're like, oh.
Yep.
Hold it up like it's your newborn baby. They have it.
I remember, like, way back playing Magic, and there wasn't really any Magic stores, and it was like, your deck had, like, 1 or 2 copies of the good cards just because I opened 1,000 packs and I just didn't pull another one. Yeah. So it was like,
yeah. But I gotta say, like, I'm, like, a super casual fan of this. I was like, this has to be, like, one of those movies is, like, I shouldn't want to cry, like, 2 to 3 times in this movie. Like, tearing up. I was like, oh my gosh.
Yeah, it's really well done. It's I mean, like, not microscopic budget, but it's like 15 million, something like that.
Yeah.
And they do a ton of work for $15 million. Like, it is it's not legendary, Monsterverse, American, $600 million budget Godzilla, but they put some time in it, some effort into making it.
Yeah, this movie, it definitely, because I've watched a decent amount of, like, Godzilla films, and so, like, you understand, like, the size of Godzilla, but I think this is, like, one of the first times that, like, you really felt this, like, the scale.
Right.
Like, that's also, like, due to, like, the sound design of the people who did this, like, the parts where it goes silent, and when he does his, like, his heat ray breath or whatever, and then, like, it goes, like, after he pops it off and it goes quiet for a second, you go like, you really feel that, like, oh man. One of the scenes, like, towards, like, the middle of the movie, it's a pretty important. I'm not gonna really spoil it because it's still in theaters.
Right.
But, like, that scene, and I think Colby knows what I'm talking about. When it happens, you were like, how do you survive? You know what I mean? Like, how do you hear again?
Right.
Because why it feels like the scale is so good is because, like, when you're, like, there's portions where you're so close to Godzilla, and then he roars, and, like, you almost feel it in your bones. And I feel like everyone has to, like, at least watch this in the theaters, because then you can get the full, like, surround sound experience.
Right.
Unless you guys just have a theater at your house, which is really cool, and I wish I had that.
Yeah, we're coming up. We're coming over. When you rent this, we'll come over and watch it with you.
But yeah, that is our top 5 movies of this year. Hope everyone had a decent year. Hopefully, I could start mine a little bit better than it ended.
Yeah, and yeah, we're gonna mix it up. Try to make the new year a little more exciting. But kind of do some stuff for you guys and more stuff for us. And like we said earlier, we're gonna start putting out
Our buddy cop, story podcast. And
so yeah, definitely keep watching.
Yeah.
Follow all of our socials.
All right, guys. Well, thank you guys for joining us. My name is Barry.
This is Colby.
And this is Who Watches This. If you guys want to check out our theme music, it is Lee Rosevere. It's called Arcade Montage. It's on our album Music for Podcast 3, and our Bandcamp is down below.
Thank you.